Hi, this is Logan Street with DealerSocket. Today we're going to talk about the Unconverted Ups tool and how to use it. So if you ever run into a situation where you feel like, maybe all of the ups aren't being put into the CRM, the Unconverted Up tool can, Unconverted Ups tool can give you an idea of kind of where you stand with that. So the idea behind it is a separate spot where a sales manager or a lot hawk or even somebody at the receptionist desk the reception desk can put customers into the CRM just by description. And then when the salesperson that's working with that customer goes ahead and puts the customer into the system, they would match up that description. And then it would actually take it off of the unconverted ups list. And the idea is at the end of the day, whatever names remain on that unconverted up list are customers that were not put into the CRM. And you can either get with those individuals that, you should get with those individuals that put them in and, talk to them and say, hey, who was this person? Were they, a sales customer? Like what's going on, and we'll go over the different ways that you can come up with a resolution for those. And yeah, well, let's get started. So first off, there's two places to access it. There is an Unconverted Ups widget that you can add to your homepage. I've got it listed down here on the lower left-hand side of the screen. And then in the upper right-hand side of the screen, if you hit add widget and you go to general, you would hit Unconverted Ups to add that widget. The other place that this is found is on the manager's desk log. And at the top of the desk log, if you just click Unconverted Ups at the top, this is the other place where that's going to be found. Now, obviously, there's two separate views for the Unconverted Ups. First off is the kind of the manager view, and then the other would be the salesperson's view. So the salesperson can add this, but before they do, we want to make sure that we have a permission turned on or adjusted so that the salesperson can't necessarily see everybody's unconverted ups, only them. We do that for a couple of reasons. Obviously, we want to avoid any sort of skating or anything like that that can occur, but we also don't want to burden the salesperson with a ton of unconverted ups because it'll get to the point where they just ignore it. So we want to make sure that that's not the case. So those permissions, if you go to the admin menu and you go to team role based permissions, I'm going to hit Control F right here and I'm just going to type in unconverted. They are the unconverted ups permission. This permission allows anyone in the dealership to use unconverted ups. This should be set to all users. And then there's unconverted ups view all. This permission right here should be set to anybody that needs to see the entire store. So, managers, GMs, anybody like that. Okay. Going back to the home page, let me just show you how this works. So if I click on the Unconverted Ups window, I can click Add New Up and I can add a description there, or I can just hit Add New Up right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just come in and put a description in. So let's say that I'm a sales manager and I'm seeing a salesperson with a customer looking at a truck, right? And they're in the pre-owned lot. So I'm just going to say pre-owned lot or sorry, description. I'm just going to give it a description of the customer, right? Man with blue shirt and green hat. Okay. Seen at the pre-owned lot. And if I saw what he drove if I saw what the customer drove in, I can just be like old Honda, right? Looking at an F-150. And then primary assigned, I'm just going to specify who's helping the customer. So for this example, I'm going to use myself so that when I add a customer in, you'll see that screen pop up. And then you specify the franchise. And if you need to add any more notes, you can do that as well. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And if I come back to my unconverted ups, you can see that there's a new unconverted up for the day. Okay. Now, if I'm the salesperson, I can go ahead and either add a quick up, or if I'm on an existing opportunity, or sorry, not an existing opportunity, but if I'm going to add an opportunity for a customer, let's just say I'm going to come in here and throw this in as a fresh up. By the way, the site that I'm on is not a real site, so there's a lot of stuff in here that you might say, I don't see that on mine. There's a reason for that, no worries. But I'm going to go ahead and just add this as a fresh up, and you can see it's going to say, is this the sales event for the for one of your converted ups? And I'm just going to say, yes, this was the man in the green hat. Hit save and continue, submit. And now that description is on the opportunity. And if I go back to the unconverted ups for the day, it's no longer there. So that is, in a nutshell, how the process should work. And then obviously at the end of the day, you would, clean through these. Now, I'm going to go back to kind of the beginning of time on these and hit refresh. And these are all the 24 that were on this test site or demo site. And you can see, there's quite a few here, but to the far right, there's these three dots. This is what you're going to use to come up with a resolution for these. So if I hit the three dots there, it gives me these three options. I can convert this to an event. So this would be used in the event of, you're checking a salesperson out at the end of the day. You're looking at the unconverted ups. You see that salesperson has, somebody there, and maybe in your mind you're like, yeah, I don't know if this salesperson would, they're already checked out. They're going to say that they're going to go put this person in before they leave, but I'm not sure if they will. If I hit this convert to an event, and the salesperson maybe wrote down the customer's information, you and the salesperson can quickly add this information, right? So we can make sure that customer gets put in as a sales op. The other options are close out. So maybe this customer, was just a parts or service customer that the salesperson was talking to, right? Maybe the salesperson didn't do their job and we didn't get enough information to add that customer to the CRM, or maybe the customer's just being combative, right? And then maybe, it's just a non-prospect, right? The salesperson's son came in and was chatting with them, and the new sales manager that's doing this didn't know it was their son, right? That happens, right? So we can use any one of these options to, come up with a resolution for these so that it takes them out. So I'm going to hit save. Now that's gone away. The other thing that I can do is hit these three dots and I can edit it. So the example that I would bring up is, maybe we saw Adam with this individual, and it turns out Adam was talking to him for about 5 minutes, and the individual says, hey, does Logan still work here? I'd prefer to work with Logan, right? So then we notice that they're now working with Logan. We can come and grab that and go ahead and update that and save it. Now, let's say that, and then obviously the next time Logan adds an up, it would pop that up. But let's say that Logan is already working that customer. All I would need to do is go to that existing profile, and if I'm Logan and I see that I have an unconverted up and it's somebody that's already in the system, all I have to do is hit these three dots right here, and then come down to link unconverted up, and then just specify that unconverted up. And then that would add that to this opportunity and take it off of the list. So in a nutshell, that's how the unconverted ups tool works. Like I said, this can be used to make sure that we're putting all the ups into the CRM, and then best practice is that we look at it before we leave it every night, and at least go through and clean it up. Whether that be with the salesperson or as a manager, and we specify who's who, and we make sure that, like I said, everybody's put into the CRM. If you have any questions about this, please reach out to your customer success manager. Have a great day.